with respect, why would a young, dynamic guy like you, how old are you?
21.
You're 21, so you're 60 years younger than Joe Biden.
That's right.
Right, it was blatantly obvious to everybody that Biden was done, especially after the debate. Why would you continue to pretend that he wasn't?
Because I look at the record, I'm always of the view that achievements and policy matters more than like this talk we have in the media of, oh, Biden's this, oh, Biden's that. I've met the man as well. I've talked to him. He was fantastic. He was sharp. I had questions.
Tyrus didn't just clap back at Harry Sisson. He obliterated him. And not in a polite debate club way. This was a televised demolition. A verbal chokeslam so brutal it made Wi-Fi signals stutter. Harry tried to fight back, bless his heart. But it was like showing up to a cage match with a Capri Sun. The golden boy of TikTok politics just got converted into digital dust, and the replay button's already worn out. Let's unpack the wreckage.
Harry Sisson, well, welcome to both of you. Harry, I want to start by playing a little clip of you last time you appeared on my show. Who do you think the two nominees will be in the end, and who will win?
Yeah, it's going to be Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, and then Joe Biden's going to win. And Pierce, I'd love to chat with you after the election.
You've made a few dollars, Harry, so why don't we have a little wager? $10,000 to a charity of your choice. I say Biden can't possibly win. You think he can?
I mean, I personally don't bet on politics. I'm happy to have enough.
Before we dive in, hit subscribe. It helps more than you think. Now the moment Tyrus asked the question, the real question, Harry froze. Not a how's your day softball, a truth bomb with consequences. How old are you? 21. 21. Somewhere in the audience, someone whispered, "That's 60 years younger than Joe Biden." And the room cracked like a meme factory going offline.
Recently, Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene attacked the pride flag, calling it a symbol of aggression. And it's like, seriously? Does she really think that this flag is a symbol of aggression? I mean, what is she talking about? Look, I'm a straight white guy, and I have never, ever felt threatened by a pride flag because it represents pride in oneself and comfort in who they are. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you heard Marjorie Taylor Greene or any
Harry smiled like he'd just cured inflation with a TikTok dance, completely oblivious. Meanwhile, everyone else could see it. Joe Biden wasn't just tired. He was done. Expired milk in July done. Wi-Fi out during a Zoom meeting done. Laser pointer cat confused done. The country knew it. Everyone except Harry.
He's fit to serve or not fit to serve. History was made in the sense that the donors basically said no more money. Right. And they don't do that because they think, oh, the polling shows you're down this month. So the ugliness of this is that Joe Biden's legacy is going to be affected because of what happened. The policies and stuff that we're running historically didn't ever fit Joe, which people raised their eyebrows to. And then you're seeing all this cover up of how sharp he was, and that's a
Still, there he was on Piers Morgan Uncensored, standing tall, full of that influencer confidence that only exists when you've never had to defend policy to anyone over 30. Shoulders back, grin wide, armed with hashtags and talking points.
The disastrous debate performance, the cat was out of the bag. It was obvious to everyone that Biden was far past his prime. And the fallout was Disney, heiress to the Disney family fortune. That kicked off a domino effect, and more Democrats began publicly urging Joe to drop out and make room for someone more capable of carrying the ticket. But Harry isn't one to acknowledge facts, and he tried to spin Biden's withdrawal as some sort of honorable decision.
I mean, I think it's a combination.
He delivered the usual lines like an actor reading a script he barely rehearsed. Biden's sharp. Biden's accomplished. Great lines if you're filming a campaign ad, not debating a pro wrestler with receipts. Lucky for us, Tyrus was in the building. Ex-pro wrestler, Fox News enforcer, a man who body slams nonsense for breakfast. And he wasn't letting this TikTok fairy tale slide. When Harry refused Tyrus's $10,000 debate bet, it was poetic. Like watching someone claim to be an Olympic swimmer while refusing to get in the pool. "I don't bet on politics," he said. The audience's collective eye roll caused measurable tremors.
He could have stayed in the race and said, like, I'm the nominee. I got the votes, I won the primary, I'm going to get the delegates, I'm going to be the nominee. But he looked at the data and made the honorable decision, said, no, I'm not going to.
But is it that honorable to do it now? I mean,
It sounds great, but let's be honest. Nancy Pelosi walked in and said, we can do it.
The easy way or the hard way?
The hard way was Article 25.
You know what it was like? Goodfellas, one of my favourite films, right? And I happen to know Joe Pesci very well through golf. So it's the scene where Joe Pesci thinks he's going to be the made man.
Yes.
Right? And the whole build-up, goes thing, and he goes in and they whack him. Right? I think that's what happened with Joe Biden on Sunday.
I think to say that it's like, oh, it's not honorable because it's taking place now, I think is a little bit disingenuous.
Well, I only say that because the other two Democrat incumbent presidents since World War II.
And Tyrus got surgical. He tore apart the illusion piece by piece. Biden didn't bow out gracefully. He collapsed under the weight of reality. The falls, the stumbles, the mumbled speeches. America wasn't watching leadership. It was watching a system crumble in slow motion. But Harry clung to the fantasy. He's sharp, he insisted.
Sharp at what?
Falling downstairs? Tyrus dropped the elbow. Donors don't fund failing products. And Biden had become the ultimate clearance item. No policy, no power, just damage control.
There should be more than 2 genders in America.
Yeah, I don't know what that executive order means. I don't know what the president declared.
It means there are 2 genders, male and female. Do you disagree with that?
How many genders are there, Harry?
Yeah,
Come on, little guy. How many genders are there?
Again, these guys don't know what they're talking about, so they won't be able to answer.
Harry, how many genders are there?
How many genders are there, Harry?
How many genders are there?
What's the legal? I'm gonna use Joe Biden's answers. At least 2. At least 2. That satisfies.
Well, how
the
many
little
more
phrase you
other
guys
than
got going
male,
up in there.
female?
That's a TikTok answer.
No, there's at least 2.
Yeah.
There's at least 2.
Well, now, hang on.
Came the receipts. Open Secrets dropped the bomb. Harry wasn't just a fan. He was on the payroll. Social media consultant. Fancy way of saying influencer for hire. The dots started connecting faster than conspiracy TikTok. The audience didn't need Tyrus to spell it out. They saw it. The buzzword sharp repeated by every outlet? Scripted. The praise? Coordinated. This wasn't belief, it was branding. Tyrus didn't just expose it. He made everyone see the factory behind the message.
Coming back from this one, leftist TikToker Harry Sisson's career is practically over after being horribly wrong every single time. But Tyrus wasn't having any of it because this clip from a couple months ago is now coming back to haunt Harry, especially after the Democrats lost so decisively. Take a look for yourself and then I think you'll agree. Even Joe Biden's eventual ouster became unavoidable after 2 important incidents, which was the debate night against Donald Trump and then the assassination attempt against Trump that reinvigorated the Republican base like nothing else. And if anything, I think people should have realized by now that they were always wrong to take Biden at his word. First, it was him claiming he only wanted to run for a single term and then walk that back. Then he promised he'd stay for the race against Trump before dropping out a few weeks later. And then more recently, we even saw Joe Biden pardon his son Hunter Biden despite years of promises that he'd never do it because, quote, no one is above the law.
Then came the knockout. You yanked the money, Tyrus said. You called it honorable. That's not honor, that's spin. Harry froze. No meme, no comeback, just silence. Tyrus dragged out the truth. Pelosi, the 25th Amendment, the forced hand behind Biden's exit. Harry tried to pivot, throwing out achievements and conversations, but Tyrus had already shredded the scaffolding. Every word fell flat.
It is like human brain
Donald
rot.
Trump says there's male and female. There are 2.
Okay, Dave.
How many
Russian Rubin,
more
come
are
on
there
now.
after male and female, Harry?
There's at least 2. Now, anyway, let me get back
What
to
would
what
you
I was
at
How
least
many
2?
more are there?
What are the other ones?
There's at least 2.
What
There's
are
at
the other
least 2.
ones?
Harry, let's
with
try it this way.
executive order,
You're a
what's the legal
female. What is the
It's
other gender?
It's so funny. It's so funny how these conservatives just get time to lie on this show, but when I'm speaking, they all
We
interrupt
asked a
and there's no
damn
problem.
question.
You've just been asked a very
and
simple
I'm trying to have
question,
a
Harry.
Suddenly everything made sense. Every stumble, every awkward pause. All part of the slow motion ending no one wanted to admit. Harry's insistence that Biden was sharp aged worse than warm milk. It wasn't political faith anymore. It was narrative addiction. Tyrus represented reality. Harry represented performance. The influencer had become the cautionary tale. When your script runs out, but the cameras keep rolling.
Conversation with
How many
peers, not you,
genders there
Mr.
are?
Comb over. Relax for me.
Harry,
Take a
you
breather.
simply
Thank
got
you so
asked
much.
if there are at least 2 genders, how many more
Wait,
are there
Piers,
than male and female?
Piers, you asked me about Donald Trump's executive order. I'm trying to explain how legally it makes absolutely no sense and it's going to get sued in court. Then we go into culture wars with Dave Rubin and this Ferguson guy asking how many genders are there.
No,
I'm trying
I'm
to answer your
asking
question.
you.
They're screaming
He
their
asked
faces
you.
off
I'm
about issues that
asking
don't
you.
fucking matter.
I'm
Harry,
asking
nobody-
you.
Oh, God, this
And
child.
Piers, I've
I'm
given
asking you, Harry,
Piers,
how many
and
genders
I'm
are
answering
there?
your question.
At the end, it wasn't a debate. It was an autopsy. Tyrus didn't just out-talk Harry. He exposed him. The difference between being paid to tweet and understanding power was now crystal clear. One man left the studio composed and confident. The other left Googling how to tweet "I was wrong" without losing followers. It was reality TV meets reality itself. Raw, unscripted, and devastatingly funny.
Late in catching up to those lies, and then there's people like Harry Sisson that still have blinders on. Here's what he wrote on X a few months ago, throwing all of his weight and trust behind the idea that Joe Biden would never pardon his son to just twist past statements into present events, even if they contradict. And he's apparently started doing that on TikTok by rallying his followers into a new resistance against.
Yes, Harry froze at the start, but by the end the whole internet froze, rewinding, replaying, and quoting Tyrus line for line. The message landed like a steel chair of truth. Enthusiasm entertains, but facts finish. Tyrus didn't need to shout or showboat. He just let logic hit like a finisher move. And somewhere, Harry's filming another TikTok, smiling through the spin, pretending it didn't hurt. But everyone saw it. Everyone knows. Tyrus didn't just win the exchange, he made it legend. 'Cause in the world of influence, charm lasts 10 seconds. Reality lasts forever.